In this question, you have been told to use Euler's method to approximate f of 1.4. So really they're saying, hey, like when x equals 1.4, what does y equal? So you're looking for that y coordinate. And they tell you that you have an initial condition of 1, 4. So that means we're here at 1, 4, and they tell us our dy dx. So that means if dy dx equals x plus 2y over 2x, and you're starting at 1, 4, then your initial slope has this being a 1, this being a 4, and this being a 1. Well, that is 1 plus 8 is 9 over 2. So your slope is 9/2. So you take off at a slope of 9/2. And we don't know how far we go, but they say, okay, starting at 1 with a step size of 0.2. So now I know how far I go. So we could think of it lots of different ways. You could just find the delta y this way by saying, hey, like my dy dx is 9/2. I know that. But I also know my delta x, but I don't know my delta y. And I could just cross multiply and find my delta y. Right? So 9 times 0.2 equals 2 times delta y, or delta y equals 9 times 0.2 over 2. Well, 9 times 2 is 18, so 9 times 0.2 is 1.8. So we're really saying our delta y is 1.8 over 2. It looks like I was able to use my calculator on this problem. Of course, 1.8 divided by 2 is 0.9. That's our delta y. So if we started at 4 and we went up 0.9, this is now 4.9 in the y, and our x was 1 plus this 0.2, or 1.2. That's one way to find it, just by using kind of your slope and your little picture. Or, if you don't like that way, you can also use kind of the way we talked about it in class, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We know our initial x was 1 because they told us so, and we know our initial y was 4 because they told us that too. We also calculated our m to be 9 over 2. So we could say the y we're looking for is equal to 9 over 2 times, well, my new x is going to be 0.2 more, because that's my step size. So we're going to be looking at 1.2 minus 1, well, that's just 0.2. And then I'm going to add this 4 from both sides. It's like plus 4 plus 4. So when I do the math on this, sure enough, my new y is 4.9. So I like pictures. I'm going to make one. I went over 0.2. This new point is 1.2, 4.9. And now I'm going to go over again another 0.2 and up, I'm not sure how much. This one I'll use the equation for. So the y I'm looking for minus the 4.9 that I'm starting with, that's my y1, equals, well, I need a new m this time, times, well, the final y we wanted was 1.4, sorry, the final x, minus, this time I'm starting at that 1.2, because remember this point right here is 1.2, 4.9. Well, it turns out this is always going to be our step size of 0.2. It was this time, it was the last time, that's always going to be the case. My m I have to calculate, x plus 2y all over 2x, and this time I'm going to use the point I'm starting with right here. 4.9 is my y, my x is 1.2, and my x is 1.2. So this time, that slope is 4.583 dot dot dot. I turned it into a fraction, 55 over 12, just so that I could use it exactly. So now we have 55 over 12 times that 0.2 is 0.9 and change, plus that 4.9, because I'm going to add that to both sides. My new y is 5.816, repeating, rounds to a 7. There's your answer.